Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, let's dive into this. If you've been following the wild world of digital publishing lately, you already know that finding a genuinely reliable professional home for your content can be a massive headache. Well, today we are unpacking a really fascinating new solution, Avalw's Creator and Company program. They're basically opening up their platform to independent voices in a totally unique way, giving you the massive reach of a major news platform, but with the total freedom of an independent blog. So let's break down exactly how this whole new model works. Let me ask you this. Are you just totally exhausted by the endless logistics of independent publishing? I mean, for so many writers and creators out there, wrangling website hosting, fixing weird formatting glitches, and just dealing with the sheer technical friction of getting words onto a screen, it completely eats into the actual work of writing. This new program is basically asking, are you ready to turn your audience into a real newsroom? It's all about stepping into a professional home that just strips away all that technical friction for good. The core promise of Avalw's new setup is actually beautifully simple. They want to give independent voices a truly professional platform to just do their best work. And this whole thing rests on three main pillars: giving you your own newsroom, handing you a dedicated subdomain, and, honestly, this is the most crucial part for long-term sustainability, sharing the advertising revenue that your hard work actually earns. Essentially, you get the top-tier infrastructure, and you get a real cut of the financial upside. Now, to keep the platform's quality sky high, it's not just a free-for-all open door. The program is specifically built for four kinds of contributors. First up, companies. They can jump in quickly using a verified business email. And note, free consumer emails aren't accepted, which makes sure these business pages are completely legit. Then we've got journalists who need a platform without all the crazy overhead, and academics wanting to publish their research under a trusted brand. Now, for creators, access is strictly by application and invite. To prove you've got a genuine audience, there are some clear entry barriers. As a general rule of thumb, you'll need at least 20,000 followers on YouTube or Facebook, or 50,000 on X, TikTok, or Instagram. This review step is absolutely vital, you know? It protects the quality of the whole platform and ensures readers can trust every single byline they click on. So, once you pass that review and your account is greenlit, here's exactly what you get: your very own personal address. It looks just like this: yourname.avalw.com. It's the super clean, dedicated public profile that showcases every single thing you publish. But here is the real magic trick. While your articles live on your own personal subdomain, they can also surface on the main avalw.com site. That means a single piece of your writing is simultaneously hitting your own loyal readers and tapping into the platform's massive global audience. Talk about a win-win. And this brilliantly illustrates one of the smartest technical features they've built in: major SEO relief. Look, if you publish on a standalone website and then try to cross-post your work somewhere else, you are basically competing with yourself for search engine rankings. It's a nightmare. But on the Avalw platform, the canonical version, which is the master link that search engines actually care about, points directly back to avalw.com. So instead of fighting against this giant platform, your work actually leverages their massive domain authority. You're literally riding the wave of their established search presence. Okay, let's talk about where you'll actually be spending your time: the editor itself. Avalw has crafted this incredibly sleek, distraction-free space. You kick things off with these gorgeous, large serif titles and super comfortable typography. But the real game changer is the workflow. When you select text, boom, a floating formatting bar pops up, putting your bold, italics, links, and quotes literally one tap away. Plus, they treat images as first-class citizens. There's this handy little plus button that lets you drop in images, embeds, and dividers without ever breaking your writing flow. You just paste or drag a photo straight in, and it's instantly part of your story. Building a rich, highly visual article goes from taking hours to literally taking minutes. So the crucial point is, how does this whole thing sustain itself financially? Well, Avalw is supported by advertising, and they are bringing their contributors right in on that revenue stream. The model is built entirely around a 50-50 split between the creator share and Avalw, and that's based directly on the revenue generated by approved clicks on the ads that show up next to your content. I really want to hammer this number home because it's a huge shift for independent writers. 50%. The creator share is exactly 50% of the approved click revenue attributed to your specific account. And the best part? It's all fully visible right there in your dashboard. You are never left in the dark, guessing about how your articles are performing or what you're actually earning from your own hard work. But, just as important as the revenue itself is how that advertising is actually handled behind the scenes. Avalw operates on a strictly privacy-first model. They absolutely do not track readers as they bounce around the web. We're talking no advertising cookies, no creepy cross-site tracking, and zero profiles built from a reader's private behavior. Instead, they rely on contextual advertising. That means the clearly labeled ads you see next to your work are matched to the topic of the page itself, not to the reader's personal data. The only event they ever actually record is a conscious, intentional click that a reader chooses to make. Managing the money you earn is also super straightforward. The funds flow directly into your dashboard wallet, which gets regularly updated based on reports from their advertising partners. From there, payouts happen on a reliable, visible schedule once you hit a minimum threshold. Now, one quick administrative note. As a contributor, you are responsible for handling the taxes on your earnings based on wherever you live. Also, to keep the platform safe and fair, they enforce a really strict ban on bots, self-clicking, or any kind of artificially inflated traffic. Invalid activity just flat out isn't paid. It keeps the whole ecosystem completely honest and sustainable for everyone involved. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it tackles one of the biggest anxieties creators have: intellectual property. Look, when you publish here, you retain 100% complete ownership of your words. Always. You're simply granting Avalw a non-exclusive license to host, display, and promote your work across their network, while it's published with them. To put it simply, Avalw helps your writing travel a lot further, but you never sign away the rights to what you created. It is, and always will be, entirely yours. Because your content is going to be sharing space with verified global news. Maintaining trust is absolutely crucial. It's the foundation of the whole thing. So there are very strict editorial standards in place here, backed up by real human oversight. All content has to be accurate, lawful, and completely original. That means fabricated reporting, plagiarism, and illegal materials are just strictly banned, full stop. And the platform does reserve the right to edit, label, or take down anything that fails to meet the bar. Now, this isn't about censorship at all. It's entirely about protecting the high level of trust that readers place in the Avalw name. And ultimately, that pristine reputation benefits every single creator publishing on the platform. So if you fit into one of these contributor buckets, getting your very own newsroom up and running takes just a few quick steps. Step 1, you just visit avalw.com/creator.html. Step 2, pick your account type, whether that's company, creator, journalist, or academic. And step 3 just depends on what you picked. Companies can simply verify their business email and get rolling immediately. Creators and journalists, on the other hand, submit a super short application and then wait for a quick review and an invite. The whole process is virtually frictionless. You can literally get the ball rolling in a matter of minutes. This quote right here, straight from Avalw, perfectly captures the entire philosophy of this program. It's all about an empowered creator arc. Whether you're a brand looking for a credible home for your updates, a journalist tired of dealing with server overhead, or a creator who's just ready to level up their business, it ultimately boils down to this promise: your page, your words, your readers, and a fair share of the revenue they generate. It is such a compelling proposition, isn't it? It completely reshapes how independent writers can operate on a global stage without ever having to sacrifice their independence. The powerful tools, the built-in audience, the transparent financial structure, it's all laid out and ready to go. So the only real question left for you to consider is this: what story will you build with your own newsroom? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring